Welcome back to Pixel Village, and I'm Radhakrishanan. Photokina 2018 is just around the corner. Manufacturers all across the globe is launching their new products so that they can showcase it in Photokina. Some of them are showing only a sneak preview of what is expected, and some are actually waiting to give you a surprise in Photokina. Well, it's been raining mirrorlesses recently. There were gimbals galore. So many products. Our friends in Moza have sent us a fantastic new product that they're planning to introduce in Photokina. Well, do you want to know what it is? Okay, don't misunderstand. It's a engineering sample, which basically means it's a pre-production sample of a product. Anyway, let's get the product out and see what it is. Okay. So, it is the Moza Air-2. Well, it is a 3-axis gimbal and it's an upgrade to their Moza Air. It is a pre-production unit, so like all pre-production products, this also comes with no instruction manual, and the firmware is getting upgraded by the hour. While we are talking, they are being upgraded. We have used the Moza Air, and if you refer to our previous video, you will see a detailed explanation of what is a gimbal and how to assemble a camera on the gimbal and the works. It's a 20-minute long video. So let's switch it on and see what happens. The Moza Air-2 has a completely new redesigned interface. Okay, there is a power button here, your joystick, which is familiar. This is the mode button. You have the speed button here, and this is your menu and the wheel to select all your functions. Besides that, it also has ISO control, TV, AV, and EV increment controls here in case if you are working with a camera which is compatible with Moza Air-2. And a completely redesigned roll motor position allows unobstructed view of the rear monitor too. Okay, so long press the power button and the Moza Air-2 comes alive. The immediate thing that you would notice is that now you know which mode you are in. In Moza Air, you have to always keep thinking or keep guessing as to which mode the Moza Air is, or at least check. In addition to the joystick, they have also given a smart trigger. So basically, the shape of the grip and this trigger makes it look like almost like a revolver grip. And of course, this rotor wheel comes in handy when you need to zoom, when you need to roll, or most importantly, when you want to switch focus. Of course, it is customizable. You need to dial in a particular function for the rotor, and we will see how it functions subsequently when we actually get into the shooting mode. Okay, so before you actually start shooting, you must go into the menu and you will see a series of options. Moza Air-2 supports a series of cameras. This pre-production model doesn't support too many cameras, but I'm sure you will have more cameras being supported once the final version comes out. So you use the right button to go into the menu and the left button to come out of that particular menu. Next one is motor. Press right to go into the motor menu. You have two options here. Turn on, off, and power. So if you turn it off, well, you will see the gimbal switching off. All the motors are now switched off. Press it again to switch it on, so it has come back on. This is basically done to do the calibration. So to calibrate, you have to go back to the motor and you need to switch off the motor. Okay, you have to switch on the live view. Make sure that your virtual horizon is properly balanced. You hold it in such a way that the virtual horizon is properly balanced. You come out, go back in, go to calibration, accelerometer, and while it is on green signal, just press and your accelerometer is balanced. Now, when you go back and switch on the motor will come and your camera will be in a perfectly balanced position. The next option is power. Go further into the power, you will get two more options. If you go into level, you will again see a series of options. As you know, Moza Air-2 can carry up from 0.3 kilos, that is 300 grams, upwards to 4.2 kilograms of payload. So, according to the camera that you're using, you have to dial in an appropriate weight. Since we're using a light camera, I need to go to the light and press to the right again. So, you see what happens here. When I press right, you see an OK mark. Then, if you press the central button, and you will escape from that menu. So, you have selected light for the motor. Now, the next option is roller. It's called the smart roller. You go inside the mode, so you have a follow focus, zoom, or roll control. You can access this control from this mode button too. So if you are in follow focus mode, you can use this wheel to control the focus of the camera, if you are using a compatible camera, that is. Alternatively, Moza Air-2 has a fantastic ecosystem, a series of accessories that are available. One such accessory is called the eye focus. We will again show to you how to use an eye focus. It's a follow focus motor. You can also control the follow focus motor using this rotor. Second is zoom. Obviously, if you activate the zoom, the rotor will control the zoom. That is, if the camera is compatible and it allows you to zoom electronically. So if you activate the roll control, then this will allow you to control the roll. As you can see, you can actually physically control the roll. Okay, the Moza Air had about 6 functions available in it. The yaw follow, the pitch follow, the roll follow, and all lock function. So that makes it 4. Then you had the inception mode, and then you had the yaw and pitch follow mode. In Air 2, you have 2 more additional functions. You can actually have the yaw and the roll together. You can have all functions working together, meaning all follow modes working together. While you're doing a yaw follow, you can also do a roll follow and simultaneously do a pitch follow. Just as in the Moza Air, here too you use the joystick to dial in your mode. Okay, so let's now show all the modes. The L indicates that that particular mode is locked in position, which means nothing will happen. All 3 axes are locked in. So use single press to lock or single press again to unlock yaw. Now I have the yaw follow function active, and you can see the L is now turned to F. So let me turn in, and that's the yaw. Now in the Air, to change the speed of the yaw follow, you will have needed the help of the app. Here you can actually see the speed in which the yaw follow is functioning, and if you want to change, just use this rotary wheel either to increase or to decrease. So let me bring it down to, let's say, a value called 10, and when I do the yaw follow, it follows almost slowly. And if you want it faster, I can go straight to 100, and now the yaw goes very fast. It's almost like a swish movement. To bring the gimbal back to its original position, which means to reset, use the smart trigger and double click in quick succession and the gimbal resets itself. And single press. Now lock again. To enable the roll follow mode, double click. Now the roll follow mode is active, and let me roll. Okay, that's the roll. I've kept it at a very low speed, so it's rolling. Now it's rolling this way too. Okay, double click to lock the roll follow. Now triple click to activate the pitch follow action. So tilt down and the camera goes down, and I tilt up, the camera starts tilting up. Triple click to lock the pitch mode. Okay, now if you double click the joystick, the gimbal will enter into roll yaw follow mode. Like I said, these numerical values indicate the speed of the follow. You can use the wheel to either reduce or increase the follow speed. So let's keep it at 60 and see what happens when I do, that's my yaw and the roll along with. This is an interesting function. This function wasn't there in the Moza Air. Triple press to activate pitch, roll and yaw all follow mode. So now all follow modes are simultaneously working, which means while doing the yaw follow, I can also do pitch and I can also do rotate. So it does all three simultaneously. It's like I said, it's easier said than done. It's a complicated move. You may not require it all the time because it's a specialized movement, but of course you have it if you need it. Again, the additional modes are the inception mode and the sport mode. To activate the inception mode, you need to triple press the speed button 1, 2, 3, and it turns in the inception mode. You're expected to hold the camera like a flashlight position. So in flashlight position, you use your joystick to activate the roll. So it rolls very well. Now, triple press the S button to bring it back to regular mode. And the sport mode activation is again very simple. Keep the speed button pressed with your thumb and you will come to a fast. That's how you do your sport mode. So, what do you think of the footage and the Moza Air-2? I wish we had a little more time to play around and familiarize this new product. Hopefully, we will do that with the final version where everything is working flawlessly. And if you're someone who would like to use cine lenses along with the camera, then Moza offers you something called an eye focus, which is a motorized, remotely controllable follow focus device. It's called an eye focus. There is a separate remote focus control getting ready. We don't have it at this point. What we have is only the focus tracking device. With an appropriate cable, which is bundled along with, you can use this smart rotor to control the focus. And this device can be connected onto the gimbal using a 9mm rail system. This is bundled along with, and with an appropriate cable, the connection is complete. You can use the smart rotor using which you can control the focus ring. If you are using a cine style lens, of course, this lenses come with its own gears. In case if you are using a still camera lens which doesn't have the gear, Well, Moza gives you this strap which you can strap around the lens. It has its own teeth, and you can work along with this device. Another useful accessory that you can use along with this gimbal is a small field monitor. This is not made by Gudsen. This one which I'm using is from Lilliput. You can use a magic arm, and there's a 1/4 inch screw mount here, and you can very comfortably mount the field monitor onto that. Let me quickly mount all this, because once I mount it, I need to rebalance because everything adds weight to the gimbal. So let me rebalance and bring it back to you. This is a reasonably well kitted gimbal. I have a Nikon D850, a 14-24, which is a reasonably big lens. I have the eye focus mounted, and which is controllable using the rotor wheel. I have a small LED light on top, and I have a field monitor connected using a cable. I think it's pretty decent kit for most type of filming, and yes, it is heavy, of course, because this gimbal is about 1.5 kilos, and the kit together it will be reasonably, heavy. So better practice your shots before you actually get out to shoot with it, because it requires a lot of heavyweight lifting. But the real point that I'd like to make is for manufacturers who's got deep pockets, it's very easy, or rather relatively easy, to come up with some of the finest products, which is covered in gold and covered in carbon fiber and other works. It's also easy for a deep pocket customer to buy those products or lap it up very easily. But it's actually difficult for someone to come up with a product which gives you that kind of quality and features at a price which is really affordable for you and me, so that we can buy and use it and create those magical images. I think Moza has gone ahead and done exactly that. If I have to go by what they've announced on their website, the Moza Air-2, the basic kit, will be available to you for about $600. If that's the price of the basic kit, the accessories cannot be really expensive. I may be running a risk of being called partial here to Moza, but I'm willing to take that risk. I think we have a winner in our hand in Moza Air-2. Bye for now. I think I'll have to go back to the gym again, yeah.